Hello, everyone. Welcome, one and all. Flying with Mike is about to take to the air, running just a little behind, well, behind what I planned. We'll get into that in flight. Good reasons. Nothing major going on in the house. Just we had something come up kind of last minute, and well, I pushed this back just about an hour and a half. And then we got a little, still a little bit to it, so we're up and going now, folks. We got about a 2 hour stream planned for you today. We're going from Brisbane, Australia, up to Cairns, Australia. It's about about a 700 mile trek, and it's the gateway up there to the Great Barrier Reef. That I did not know. Love learning things. Compliments of X-Plane and the flight simulation world. So welcome in everyone. And yes, we are in X-Plane 11 today. This aircraft has not ported over yet. Not sure what the hang and what the delay in getting it over to it, but I'm sure FlyJSim has some reason up their sleeve. So well, we're still looking forward to it to come into the X-Plane 12 world. But we are sitting here in Brisbane. We are in some scenery here. There is a freeware available. Just do a Google search, YBBN X-Plane. Boom, you find it. Couple of things you got to make sure you have with it, but overall, and I'm still getting a message that says I'm missing something. Uh, don't know beside my mind, but hey, that's a given on any flight. So we'll just kind of enjoy. Hopefully, we make it from here to there without problems. The last time we embarked on a trip with the 727, we popped an engine fire just few minutes after takeoff. So we'll see. Which led to some flap issues, which, hey, turned into an interesting run. That video, by the way, is up on YouTube. So feel free after the stream to go look at it. And you can, oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Oh, that's right. That's right. So head on over there, folks. Check it out. And all the other videos there we have. Just about every flight we've flown is up there, folks. So, all right, without further ado, this is the 727. You could call it T-Tail Friday if you want. But old plane, first or second generation. I'm not sure how they class this. But it is a 4-liter in many aspects to jetliner aviation. First aircraft with an onboard APU, so they don't have to have all those carts on the ground to start it. So still had the flight engineer, still had the 3-man crew, and some other little firsts that came with the 727. So we are going to take it, and Ansett flew them back in the day here, and that's what we're doing. We're flying for Piedmont Virtual Airlines, and they're a historical group, and one of the few 727 routes I can still find there for them. But, hey, we'll enjoy what we can enjoy, folks. So let's climb up into the office and let's see what kind of trouble we can give Australia today. All right, there you go. Well, you know what? Let's back up. Let's get here. Got to show it off, folks. This, like I said, here again. Welcome in, sir. Let me put you, mark you down for yet another ticket. Exclamation mark ticket, folks. As you saw, Phil, idiot there, put in, we'll get you a ticket for the raffle of a gift card next Thursday, the 27th. Be a flight from Narita, Tokyo, Japan, to Hong Kong. Oh, we're not going to Chaplacock. We're going to Kaitak, folks. And we're hoping winds prevail and we get to shoot the, well, we'll get to shoot a version of the approach. And folks, I will be right back. The reason for the delay is here to say I got to go take a nap, Papa. Stand by. All right, yes, the junior co-pilot is in the house for today and tomorrow. Um, so always great to have her here. So that's what the pause was. That's the delay today, folks. We had to run and pick her up today, help out her mom and dad, and all the fun stuff that comes with, being grandparents. All right, so as I was saying, we are in a three-man crew. In the real day, all three here, folks, really had to work together. Um, Not only the captain, not only the first officer, and not only the man with all the jobs that you could ever imagine. No, he actually did do most of it, but these two had their hands full as well. As I do like to joke, but well, this panel doesn't do it justice. That's it. And it's actually a little bigger and a little more robust in the real plane, but FlyJSim did a good job, folks. Like I said, in the day of the jetliner, three men were tasked to handling this plane, especially when they get into weather and especially when problems brew up. Well, that's any plane, but you really did need that third man. Today, they've put everything together where a two-man crew can work. Rumor has it, folks, they may be dropping to a one-man crew. That we'll see how that goes. I know that's going to be met with opposition beyond belief. What it was met with opposition getting rid of this chair and most of the aircraft that had them, and well, it did happen, folks. And you know what? Probably not my lifetime. Maybe not a lot of you all listening in, but here in the future, nobody up here. That's a little scary to think about. So, some would say, well, that's how it should have been. Not really. But the computer can do a better job than the man. Not really. You still got a man that has to put the garbage in so the garbage comes out. But that's as far as we'll take that, folks. That's a lot of, that's down the pike. I mean, we've got to first drop to one man and get people comfortable with that before we even begin to think of autonomous or however they're going to plan to, what kind of ideas they're going to dream up. So, but anyway, so we're three-man crew, flight engineer, first officer, captain. Guess what? If you buy this aircraft from FlyJSim, you're all three, one body. Yeah, it can be done, and we'll do it. It isn't very easy. Matter of fact, in the real world, it'd almost be impossible. But I'm sure it could have been done with, one person. I wouldn't want to be in that plane. So, but I'm having my passengers sign NDA so they know, they can't do anything if something happens. All right, so there you go, folks. Let's pre-flight this, shall we? Bringing up Sim Toolkit so we can get through it pretty quick. Sim Toolkit is, like I say, a one-stop shop, folks. It's free. Why isn't it in your hangar? Or why is it in your sim? Because, folks, this thing is great for teaching you what you've done wrong when you go into the landing reports, when you look at your flights. It can help you in showing you the traffic around you. It can help you with, there's the weather. Plus, you can see your routing, plan it, fly it, critique it. Folks, it's all there. You can put your flight plans into both that sim. Let's pull it up. IVAO Pilot's Edge. There's even provisions for it to take it over to POSCON for those of you that fly over there. So, like I said, it's a one-stop shop. The other thing, you can then add to an already spectacular program. I can put NavGraph charts on, working with this settings button right here by just adding these on. Now, SkyVector comes with you. SkyVector will help us here only in showing us airways and the topography depending on which charts we use. But in the US, it's a doorway to your airport charts, folks, free. Now, if you want to fly Australia, you might want to think about having NavGraph because while it's a fee, and it can go in conjunction with your FMC updates for your and SIM updates that now occur that didn't in the past, you can now get up-to-date charts. So when that flight plan comes out and says do this, do that, on this SID, on that star, you've got them. Now, not every country, everywhere on FlightAware you're going to find that, but when you do, it's nice to know. So, but then I've tagged NavGraph, I put my SimBrief account on, that is free, folks. And this little thing called DATIS, and DATIS is primarily US territories, but it gives you the current ATIS at those airports that do have DATIS functional. Gives you that latest ATIS, so when you're flying from, say, San Francisco to San Juan, Puerto Rico, guess what? You can start seeing and getting an idea. Your situational awareness becomes aware of what direction they're landing, potentially what arrivals, and so forth. So you can start planning ahead. Now, I'm not going to say VATSIM will throw a wrench in it. We're going to just leave it there. It happens. Not often, but it does. And it is upsetting to a lot of people, and it shouldn't be allowed. But you can't really stop. Hey, Hawk, welcome in. Hope you're having a great day. We are having a grand day. Got the junior co-pilot. Well, she's getting ready to take a nap. But, yep, she is in the house. So... but anyway, so a great tool here for you. So let's bring up NavGraph real quick, give you an idea. So a lot of things you can do with this. Now, I never unloaded yesterday's flight, so I just did. All right, so you can see I'm in the VFR. I like being in the VFR charting, folks, so that way I can see if something bad happens, like, it did, an engine fire. Well, I know the lay of the land below me. And then we start looking for an airport or somewhere to put the airplane down safely, hopefully. All right, so let's pull in our flight plan. Import from SimBrief. Download it, and there it is, folks. And the Great Barrier Reef, and you all can correct me here, please, if I am way out of... I actually did not know this when I was asking for destinations for vacations. The Great Barrier Reef's out here somewhere. I did not know that, and that's what Cairns, Australia, is the gateway to. Didn't know that. Like I said in the beginning, you learn stuff all the time here. So you can see our route. Now you can see that we've got it plugged in here. Let's pull up departures available for 19 left. Looks like we do have one, the BIXAD 1. Go ahead and add it. Okay. And then for our arrivals, now this I found to be interesting. Now I did find a flight that came in on the UPOLO. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to tell what they came in on. As you can tell, there's just so many different colors here that they're all blending together. I believe it's the is it Zulu? Well, anyway, let me just show you the chart. Yeah, it's Zulu. I'm pretty sure that's it. Let me just bring up the chart real quick. All right, so here's UPOLO, which is where Apollo, where we'll end. And then you can just track around onto the ILS on the Zulu. RNAV. Great run. Come in on the ILS or the RNAV. Your choice. So that's what I'm planning right here. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and get rid of it. If you noticed, it's populating down here. Great tool. Folks, you don't have to have it in Sim Toolkit. It's not required. It has a standalone desktop, which we'll use sometimes in flight because it takes up less screen. And you'll be able to see it from there. And then we'll work the approach from that point on as we get airborne. So just giving you an idea. So let's get into it real quick here, shall we? The weather here in Brisbane. Winds 210 at 6. Pretty cool. You can see how they're relating to our runway. KVOC should be clear. Visibility okay. Don't know about that yet. We'll look out in a second. 12 degrees out there. Not bad. Remember, this time of the year, while we up here in the northern hemisphere are baking in summer, well, I don't think they're chilling, but they're cooler than you would expect because it's their winter time down there. So, got to remember, things flip-flop there at that equator. Now, granted, Australia, a lot of it's closer to the equator, so it's a little more, got a little bit more heat to it in the winter, but it is winter down there. Okay, and we're going to be heading up to Cairns, which is even closer. Their weather is a degree or two, a few degrees warmer. So again, beautiful day, 150, which just happens to be right down the runway. Pretty much unlimited visibility and a few clouds to pester us at around 3,000 feet. So beautiful day all in all. Finally the loadout for the flight. 100 people wrapping up signing their NDAs. 23,000 pounds of payload will bring us to 124, almost 125,000 pounds of zero fuel weight. We're going to pack 35,870 pounds of fuel. You're probably going, why are we almost full of fuel? Our alternate, folks, I'll pull it up here in a second. You'll understand, is out at Papua New Guinea. So we got a haul across the ocean here, so we have to go. Shouldn't, but you never know. Profile today on the cruise, Mach 80. And dispatch, for some reason, decided to be cruel and only put us at 30,000 feet. Probably something to do with winds. All right, finally, I told you about SimBrief. Let's look at it real quick here. All right, so you can see, here's our route, and there's our alternate, Port Moresby. So we got a little bit of a trek to get up there. Neat thing about SimBrief, free. All you got to do is register. Once you have your route, you've generated it, you can select your operating flight plan layout right there when you're setting it up. Today we're using United's 2018. It's an okay flight plan layout, especially if you fly the Airbuses. But anything else, it's kind of cumbersome. I like American, but I haven't tried some of the others yet. I'm really getting into them. Hang on a second. Oh, sorry about that. My nose has been draining. Oh, and just think, falls right ahead. All right, so, but once you generate it, you get all your data over here. We got 100 people. You see your fuel. You see all of this great stuff, your winds and all. Actually, this is hard to discern when you actually look at the flight plan. Let me show it to you real quick. Okay, first we start with the charting. There's the route. Here's the significant weather, which is south of us. We're starting to see some winds. They got us a 24,000 foot chart. 30,000. That's the level we're going. You can see a slight ever so slight tailwind and mostly a crosswind. And if we should bump up to 34, what we have there. Okay, and then an overall view, and then we actually get into it. That part I don't care about. You just don't get all of the great information some of the other charts give you. Like mainly your payload weight. That's to me one of the biggest ones, because you can tell me 100 people, and on this plane, yeah, I can set it to 100 people, but it doesn't tell me how much cargo. So, and for some reason I thought it was right here, but I'm thinking a different form. So, but anyway, whoa. Hang on a second, AC on en route ice. Whoa, I didn't see that. Okay, well, not sure where that's coming from, because let me show you. You can go over here and start pressing these. You'll see this where the clouds, IFR, thunderstorms, jet stream, which is right here, are hanging out. You get the radar. See just a smidge up there in the northern part or western part of Papua New Guinea, and of course over here. The problem comes in, as you all know, radar. Radar that's tagged into the system these programs use. And then I can also tag the different centers that are available out there. So that's another neat function here. And of course you can change the map to whatever you like. So I like it dark, it's fine. So, but anyway, this is what you get with this form. And then just working through. So you can see we got a little rain off the coast here, but overall pretty decent route. So I don't know what that ice was all about. We'll have to see. Well, we get to learn about that here soon enough, folks. That season is coming quickly. All right, so out of Brisbane, 15 feet above sea level. We'll be taking off on a heading of 196 off 11,000, call it 700-foot runway. And yeah, we got a pretty good takeoff there. Wind again, weather 210, looks good, so we're got a good runway choice. Do the same down here again, 150, everything looks good. All right, let's go ahead, pull this away and get this bird loaded and going. All right, to load the plane. Well, first off, let me get the checklist going real quick. Let's do our fire warning and overheat. Okay, fire warning, checking our engines. It sounded a little low. Let's turn this up. Crank it. That humming is the external power. There we go. Saw the wheel well, all the overheats lit up. Got one more back here. We'll check the fire detection on the APU. Okay, test. And let's do our overheat checks now. First off, cargo fire is good. All right, so overheat. It's good. Okay, we don't have any there. I don't have. I believe that's all of them I have. I'm trying to think. I thought there was one. Okay, overheats on our engine just tested. I thought we had one. Can't find it. All right, folks, so let's get into it. Okay, we got to do our light check while we're here. We'll just start. And you're all going, why? Check one, checklist says so. And two, you will run across the bulb that's burned out. Every now and then, not every time. Better to find them now than to go, why is number 2 engine not in reverse thrust? Okay, coming down here. Even if they're lit, folks, I try them. Hydraulics A is off. Is on. Okay, I forgot one. And you're going to run across them, folks, where they catch you off guard. See, there's some right here that you can check. You're going, how are... Yeah, that's exactly how. How do you find them all? You just watch. Just learn and fly the plane. You learn them real quick. But you got to be careful. Push that one. We're not going to get the APU to fire up. Okay. Right, and up to the overhead now. All right. I just kind of just do a flow. Okay, they're enslaved. Test my microphone real quick. Okay, we're looking good there. Light bulb check. It's been a while since we've had one out. And then finally down here. Remember how I said, why didn't number 2 reverser go into reverse? Well, it would have been this light right here. And if it doesn't light up with the other 3, possibility the bulb burned out. Guys are going, even those? Yeah, even those. Believe it or not, you won't imagine how many emergencies we rolled on in the Air Force back in the Cold War days, and it was a light bulb. But because it's not 100% certain that gear is down and locked, it's considered unsafe. Roll the fleet. Trucks rolled. Not fun, but hey, it's better than rolling on a crash, believe me, folks. And I know some, I'd like to roll on a crash. No, you don't. No, you really don't, folks. Alright, so that is all the bulbs. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's load the FMC. First off, let's get that, and then we'll get the people loaded. Okay, pilot. Stand by. You do that. Try that again. Okay, departure point. YBBN. And you're all going, you didn't put this in to start with? I had that once. Correct. Is it going to do this on the flight now? That big. I am going to move it over. Okay. To YBCS Cairns. Okay. Flight number AAA. 2. Alright, execute. First, we'll do the departure. Okay, we will not be able to depart. Uh-oh. Okay, we're gonna have to do it on our own. Okay, first fix then will be. This is when I bring in the other program so I can take a look. And that was a problem with the XP11. You'd run into airports where they didn't have it properly documented, or the RNAC didn't come down right, whatever. Or the scenery here wiped something out. Who knows? And a lot of times, folks, that's why I don't fly with scenery, because of that. I know someone like, gotta be as real as real. No, you don't. Really don't, folks. Alright, so how do I want to fly this? Alright, what is, let me just check Sky Vector real quick. Alright, what I'm going to do is come over to BN. Alright, we'll be taking off to the south. We'll kind of loop around to come over BN and or intercept off of BN up to B. Is that what it's called? BIXAD. Sorry, BIXAD. Alright, so we'll go to the next page. BIXAD. B-I-X-A-D. Just making sure I know how to spell. Okay. 2. Execute. Now, we're going to put in the Quebec. Hopefully. 6, 7. And disk up to UPOL. Execute. Alright. I'm going to go to legs real quick. So, just want to gut so. Just tap it. Okay. Okay, that one's there. GLA. Run Next one should be our final fix. Aria, and then UPOLO. Okay, cool. And I'm going to go ahead and try to put in our arrival. Oh boy. Alright, we're going to try this, folks. We came up with, let me bring this up. I know you can't see it. Okay. So let's get up here. Currently Apollo 8 Zulu. And I'm gonna go with Alright, so what did we put in? Okay, first off, we want Yankee, right? Yes. Okay, so here's how it looks for the arrival, folks. So we're going to come into Apollo. We'll look at all of the routings and altitudes and all. We're just going to loop in on the RNAV coming in. Now, hang on, before you yell at me, I know the aircraft was an RNAV. At this time, the 95 possible, maybe not, but yeah, I should be lining onto the localizer. Guess what we're gonna do? Back it up. Always a good thing to have that backup, folks. Things do happen. A feeling. All right, so there we go. Let me put that back to 1,000. All right. All right, so there you have it, folks. The check legs from where we're at. Okay. All right, so Apollo, Mercy, Sunny, Atosu, and supposedly the reef is like right here. I don't know, folks. Like I said, I didn't know anything about any of this. And then we got CN, SNI, CN, SNF, CN, SZ, and then vectors. Where's H? Oh, that's if we miss. Okay. That's weird. All right, so that gives you an idea, folks, of our route. All right, so we'll go back to flight plan. We're not going to save it or anything. We are going to go to VNAV, transition level, BIXAD. 10,000 feet right there. Transition. Now, you can put this in, folks. It's not going to do anything. Honestly, you're not going to get any flashing telling you it's standard. Standard wasn't on these airplanes back then. And so forth. So, there you have it, though, folks. And this, again, is the standalone. So when you go to NavGraph and you set up for for Charts 8, you can download it, and you'll have the desktop. You also have from SimBrief the ability to click for charts there online, as well as attach it into Sim Toolkit as you saw. So hang on, let me put us back at our airport. And basically this will not be our departure now. So let me get rid of that, remove. I'm just going to see if there is one for me. Let's see the BN. Let's see. Can't put it in. It looks like the same one. I'll just put it in there, folks. Basically, we'll take off. We'll turn back, intercept the runway, the course off of BN. All right. So there we go, folks. We are planned. Next, we just need to go to the next page, put our cruise level in, which is flight level 300. Yes, I plan to have this going, but time crept up on me, and oh well, it is what it is. Okay, we're programmed. FMC's programmed. From here, we're good to go. Be right back with you, folks. Those of you, by the way, hearing my voice, thank you. We're in a commercial break right now, so the fact you're not seeing them is for me to say thank you, because you're a subscriber, and that is one of your benefits. You don't have to put up with 5 commercials every 20 or so minutes. Thank you so much for coming off site. You helped get the 727, the 747, the tolless aircraft we fly, and those are phenomenal. They're just not allowed with airline work. So we do what we can. So as soon as these commercials are out, we're going to load the plane and blast off from there. Basically, we have passenger signs, window heat, and so forth to do, and we're ready to go. Got about another 15-20 seconds and we'll be good to go. It's actually not showing on my... So hopefully it just mine is showing it right here on my laptop. So all right, now I'm for sure you guys aren't in a commercial break. Okay, so we're gonna kick the passenger signs on, which they already are. Window heat. Go ahead and get that on. Let's do a quick test here. Okay, good test. Go to RTO. Emergency seats or exits are armed. Everything else is set. Okay, let's head over to our Casper valve on. A is off, B is on. Normal. Flight instruments we need to set, and the auto brake is set. Takeoff warning. That's just saying, hey, you don't have flaps, you don't have trim set, you're in a bad shape, folks. That's your warning. Okay, now let's get our instruments all set up. All right, so we've here real quick back to in. Okay, so from Brisbane, oh, it's not going to give us it. Okay, 357 is going to be the heading. Okay, we're going to be taking off on 9, so I'll get that set here. And then we'll come down here to the radios. We need 13.2. I'm going to go ahead and set 13.7. Now, one quirky thing here. Why am I setting it twice? Don't have to. But here's what happens. Okay, let's get up here. Oh, too hard. All right. So I've got my nav1 set for Brisbane VOR. Okay, now I do get the DME here. However, notice this one, which is a lot bigger and easier to see. It's DME for nav2 or DME 2. That's why sometimes I double up just to make it easier on the eyes. So anyway, so we're set up there, we're set here, initial climb. I don't think we have restrictions. No, we do not. And it's out on 196. Okay, so let's push that up a little. Okay. At or above 600. Okay, so we'll set for 600. And then we can make our turn. Alright, next up, parking brake aileron. We're ready to go. Let's get the plane data in here, 100. You know what? I'm up front here. Okay, I put 8 up here. And hang on. How we doing on the 0 fuel? Right on the middle. Okay. Alright, so we got a little bit pushed back. Alright, so let's take a look real quick at our 0 fuel weight. 124,756. We're at 120, so we're gonna need some additional cargo. $124,300. Let's squeeze a body in here, shall we? 2 two bodies. And that's over. Okay, so that's barely over. Fuel, remember, 35,870. So what I'm going to do is just push it up from till we get to 35. It's for 135.8. 35.9 is good. Maximum height we can climb up to is 34,000. But we've already. Now your plane is loaded, folks. All right, so that. Then we'll come up here, get our takeoff data. Okay, EPR will be 2.15 when I hit set bugs. We'll use 97.4 for our takeoff, 20 degrees flaps, stave trim 544, real easy to set here, and so forth. 127, 127, 139, and there's our flap speeds. Okay, clear as mud, right? Set the speed bugs and you saw them move into position. Time just to make sure bugs are set. We're ready to go, folks. Let me come online. Alright, and feel free, folks, to come along. Exclamation mark ticket will get you in the running for the gift card that I plan to give away next Thursday on the flight from Narita to Kaitak. No departure times as of yet. I don't know everything as of yet on that flight, but that's the flight we're giving it away on. All right, so we're online. Let me see how that's looking. Not too well. I didn't even bring up similar. Oops. Famous words heard on a aircraft investigation. Oops. All right, so we got that going. All right, I'm going to put that down this way. All right. Okay, so let's just finish up the checklist and get this thing powered back. You heard it, we're going to power back. So that's a typical, plenty of room for a pushback tug to get in here, folks, even back then, but that was a little trademark of these T-tail aircraft and first or second generation aircraft is they either like the props, just fired up, pulled forward and out, or powered backwards. Now, like I said, there's plenty of room. Not like St. Louis where there was no room but a tug in front of it to push. So, all right, finishing it up. All right, stave trim will set after the engines start. All right. Okay, now you also have a checklist here, folks. So you can make sure we got to get the APU going. That way we're ready to go. So, okay, transponder set, parking brake set, APU is not. Click once. Hold it for 3, 2, 3. And you're going to see the EPR gauge coming up. All right, those of you who've been with Flying with Mike quite a while, question to you. Again, told you in the beginning, first aircraft to have an onboard APU to assist in starting. Where is it located? Where's it located? once we get it online, we'll give you a chance. Put her into chat, folks. Love to hear your thoughts. Where is the APU on this plane? And at this point, I'll let you go to Wiki. I'm not even sure if it'll say. And we are ready for the generator. All right, hang on a second. I always forget this. That's why I'm doing it now. Is it required? Oh, not in the FlyJSim version. Okay, a little bit longer. See anyone out there knows the answer. Okay, we're disconnected. We're on. Just getting set for engine start, folks. Engine start beacon has to come on. Actually, before that, let's, yeah, that's the right. Yep. Okay, we're ready to go. Beacon's on. Okay, galley power needs to come off, so we're going to get these done. You're getting a little extra time here, folks. Whoops. Galley power off. Packs are off. We're above 30, and we're ready to go. All right. And let's get the jetway away. And the back door lifted. Okay, here we go, folks. Startup. Okay, it's 3, 1, 2. Lift the guards. And I think I started 1. Oops. Sure did. Well, number 1's going to lead the way today. Usually you start up number 3, folks. Believe it or not, a lot of your hardware in the engine, in the aircraft is on that, that run the plane. Now that all changed because of certain crashes out there, certain problems that came up. But overall, number 3 was the preferred startup engine. Okay, and now we'll start up number 3. Okay, what we're doing, we hit start, check for the valve to open, that's these lights. Then we come back and at 20 PSI on your N2, introduce fuel. We should get a light off. Did. And we should see N1 spooling up, our EPR coming up, as well as N2. That's the normal procedure. Then I would go to 1 and 2. I accidentally clicked on it. That's why number 1 started. Okay, and then your oil pressure lights will go out up here as they get above the limits. Okay, let's get number 2 going, and then we're done. Okay, see the starter valve light. Felis 747, the crew is actually talking, and this is pretty cool. It's really cool. Just make sure you get your headset and all set up right if you're doing it. because we sure did screw that up, and I apologize again on that Honolulu story. Okay, number 2 is up and running, folks. Just waiting for a stabilize on the EGT, or exhaust gas is what it is. Okay, and we're good. We're good. Okay, let's get over here just in case the APU gen fails, which it did a lot back then, folks. We're good to go. Bring on one of the packs and one of the galley power. Okay, we're letting the pack settle down, and it did. Pack on again. Galley power. And then kick on your A system. Okay. Over here, we can now turn it off. Oh, the reason those lights came on, folks, was the generator was turned off. So we just got to get our readings on the right, you know, where the voltage is coming. That's what caused, I'm like, why did my hydraulics just go into an alarm, basically? I didn't switch over. Hey, fuel pumps are on, hydraulics are on, essentials are set. Okay. Anti-ice propheat. Let's get up here. Anti-ice, we're not going to run with propheat coming on. Flight instruments set. Flight controls will check. Speed brakes down. Stabe trim will set. All you got to do, folks, for the stabe trim, click in the green. It sets it for you. Flaps. I think I got it all the way, but nope. There we go. Flaps 20. And what we're going to do is get to green. Okay, flaps are set. I'm going to double check. Yes. Double green, I'm sorry, to just be the bottom. The top tells you they're in motion. Galley power's on, electric fuel heat's off, pressure, APU. Hey folks, we're set to power back. And we should be good to go. I just got about 30 seconds of commercials and then we'll get to it. And Slick, welcome aboard. Blue skies, yes sir. Okay, kind of gray, but you know, beautiful departure coming from Brisbane. That's weird. It's not telling me now I have commercials running. But yet I have commercials running. All right, here we go, folks. Brakes off. Welcome back. Here we go. Reverse thrust. Now, folks, be careful. When you power back, do not use your brakes. What you do to stop, take it with the thrust. see, you don't use your brakes till you're stopped, then tap them lightly just to make sure, because otherwise the nose will come off the ground. Could do some problems. We all saw a video yesterday of a very hard landing in a Conquest, and yeah, damage to the nose gear. Right before it takes taxi checks, probe heats on, anti-ice, flight controls, flaps, radar. That's something I always forget. On. Okay. And do I like the range? Yes. Okay. And transponder. Whoop. Okay, folks. Saw me going. Where do you normally find the transponder? Down here with the radios. In FlyJSim, it's actually up here. Overhead panel, TARA. And I'm going to go ahead. Wing lights, we'll leave the strobes off. Lights. Okay. Nice thing is you don't have to wait for them to disconnect. You're good to go. And just making final checks. Here we go. Brakes off. Taxiing to 19 left. Come out here to Bravo, I think. That Bravo. Bravo's right here. And then we'll hard left it to the end of the road. Again, hope you all have a great Friday tonight. Those of you already into your Friday night, those looking forward to it, hey, it's not far away. Hope you enjoy. I'll be at work tomorrow for 24 hours, but you know, hey, that's the gig I signed up for, so. Okay, it may be a little noisy. Let's go outside. Now, this is an airline, folks, that is no more. I believe Qantas was the one that gobbled it up. Don't hold me to that, folks, but I think it was. But yeah, they are no longer in action in Australia or anywhere. Back in the day, they had a fleet of 767s, 727s. They did have the BA 40, what did they call them? 46 300s. And rumor, and I can't confirm it in any documentation I found out there, they had Fokker 28s. I personally don't know about that one. I can't find it. So, but anyway, you know, to each their own. I know it's a new plane, so there may be some embellishment going on out there. That would never happen in the flight sim. Alright, so you can see where we got a taxi out to. So we'll make the turn here. Alright, let's do our final checks for takeoff. Departure plan set. Attendants notified. Alright, so let's kind of ease in here. Oil cooler is down here. Off up here to normal. Outside the window. Start switches, anti-ice packs will be turned off. And bleeds are set, flaps are set, start levers are at idle. We are ready to go. Get those bleed switches off until we're airborne. And go. Brisbane traffic NSET 2. Departing runway 19 left. Okay, strobe lights on. Okay, lights are on. Just make a double check. That stayed. That stayed. Everything looks good. All right, folks, here we go.
Knots.
Speed alive, cross check.
E1, rotate.
That's what I get for not doing a flight check. I'll explain here in a second as we get back on course. Notch of flaps coming up. We got 600 feet, folks. Let's go ahead and make a turn. Basically, we're heading to the BNVOR, or in an intercept. What I'm going to do is just kind of parallel the runway, like 2. Get downwind.
Bank angle, bank angle.
Okay, and what we're going to be doing, first off, let me get back here, get some packs on. Still not accelerating. All right, and we are just about 9,000 feet. Flaps are up. And we are climbing right now through 10,000. Okay, and now we just have to go back to Pickle, set our speed, and get up here to 280. A little bit more. And there you go, folks. We are on our way. One last check. It's good. There. I'm just waiting for it to get close to my needle, folks. That's all it is just the needle. Right, there we go. And IAS hold. All right. And there you have it, folks. Take off. Seatbelts, anti-ice gears up and not off yet. Let's get that taken care of. Flaps are up. Auto pack's back. Hydraulic pressure's good. Keep checking our pressure. Okay, 92%. This is what I need to get under control. Turn climb power. And then 280, which is about what we're doing. We'll take that up to, like it says, around 29,000. We should be about Mach 0.78, and then right on into Mach cruise, and then we'll have to control it with the speed with the throttles. All right, so what I'm going to do is switch us to GPS. And go to FMS. Always making sure to keep our heading at about the same pace. All right, I'm going to pull back just a little on my map over here, folks. We are on our way. I don't put up the estimates here. Hang on. There we go. About 2 hours. We will be in Brisbane, or Cairns. There you have it, folks. Welcome aboard. Did a pretty decent climb out. A couple little hiccups here and there. Overall, we got her recovered and going. 10,000 long ago. So, 2022. And unfortunately, it's not like some planes where you click little set screws and all. You gotta actually set it. There we go. Make sure, get the wing lights off. All right, there we go, folks. We are in climb. All right, Cairns 10. All right, folks, and I will be right back. All right, folks, we're back with you. Took a little break there while y'all had the commercials running. We are through 25,000, and you're kind of watching me bounce back and forth. We just closing the cooling doors, so pressurization system's working good. We'll turn the cargo heat on, and that's looking good. Everything's looking good, folks. Nice, nice, nice. Get an idea where we are in the routing. There's Brisbane. Okay, so on we go. Now, there's a couple reasons I didn't stick with the original plan for the aircraft. And it actually came out, I came up with an idea when I got this flight into pre-production. Started it actually last night. You see the picture. If you haven't, let me bring it up here real quick. This image here, folks, the heat plumes coming off this engines is what sold me. I took a picture of, hang on a second, let me get back to what we were. I took a picture about the same angles and all with the Airbus 320 as planned. I didn't really see them. We had other little issues, but I think those correct out as I do the checklist. It was just strictly fire up, take off. And I don't think the heat plumes hold back with engines putting out that much heat. The 767 was another one I looked at. And again, I didn't get that image of aircraft at takeoff power. So we were sold to, yeah, we're in X-Plane 11. I really thought this would be a cool flight in X-Plane 12. Especially with the barrier reef and all. I don't know how close we'll be to it. So I really thought that would be cool. But when I saw that engine plume, that just sold me. It had to be the TriStar. So or I should say the Whisper Jet, as many of them call it. I don't know where the Whisper was in it, but that's what they say. So I knew it had to be this thing. So that's why we had the aircraft change. Speaking of which, we just see, I think we're just at Mach 0.78. So I'm going to switch it into Mach. And all it's going to do, folks, all of this thing does is it maintains pitch. It's not moving the throttles, so you can watch. They're not budging. We're still at 92% N1. They haven't budged. It's just the nose is what's maintaining that 280. Now the nose will maintain Mach 0.78 at 30,000 when it levels off. Now, the loose nut behind the columns here will adjust the throttles to maintain 0.80. Does not have a full function auto throttle like you're used to in the aforementioned aircraft, the Airbus 320 767 aircraft. It is controlled by one. So again, one other thing that this crew of three has to maintain is that throttle. You can see it building up. Now, what I will do, again, it will not maintain 80. I will. It gives me a quick visual cue where it is. All right, let's try that way. I know where point 8 is real easy. Just go to the speed bug and then fine tune from there. We're still building speed, so that's good. Now we can back it off a little more. So yeah, welcome to the way airplanes flew at one time. So technically, let's get into the technicalities of what you're seeing here. You cannot fly technically a auto land. There is no auto land situation here, folks. Even though you see a lot of stuff here that suggests Cat 2, I'd have to go back and look at the requirements, is as low as you could get. You, the pilot, still have to take over. The aircraft can help you a long way down that ILS course, but you still physically land it. Where in an auto land situation, the aircraft, you set the speed, it manages that speed, lands, actually pulls the throttles back to idle. You bring the reverse thrusts up and disengage it and do your thing. So that does not happen here, folks. That's on you, the pilots, so or pilots. So a little bit more work up here than many of you will ever be used to, because I know a lot of streamers. I watch you. You don't turn that autopilot off. You let it auto land, because I have to give them a great landing. Hey, hand fly it once, folks. You'd be shocked how well you can do. Pay attention to what the planes are doing in auto land, and then mimic it when you do it. And guess what? You'll get better and better, especially with the help of Sim Toolkit. The goal is to try to be stable by minimums. It's 200 feet above the ground, folks. Some will say 500, but minimums are 200 feet on this road. Well, I say that, but I haven't looked. Okay, we're getting a little fast, so a little bit further back. That's how you do it, folks, and you're constantly manipulating. Remember, when you turn, now the wind's changed on the plane, meaning you could speed up or you could slow down depending on how the winds are aloft. All right, and at altitude, folks, we have an hour and 24 minutes to go. I am going to fire up some music here, kind of sit on the side, look for questions, exclamation mark ticket. Watch for those as well. And get you in the running here for that gift card we're raffling away next Thursday on the Kaitak run from Narita with the 747. So, and any other questions, comments, critiques, and so forth. So just keep it nice with your comments. Keep it professional, and hey, things will go great here. All right, that sound level ought to take care of us all the way over to Cairns. So, hour and 20 minutes to go, folks. Again, exclamation mark ticket. Get you in the running for a gift card we raffle off Thursday next week as we travel to Kaitak. Don't have to be present to win, folks. So just my way of saying thank you to all of you for your support of Flying with Mike. Without you all, without you, I would never have made an affiliate, let alone maybe not even still flying. So thank you. Like I told Hawker when this all started up 3 years ago, didn't think there was anyone out there that would want to listen to me. Lo and behold, I was wrong, and well, he was right. So. Alright, so enjoy the music, folks, as I start getting things in the background ready, prepping myself and the airplane for the arrival. We'll chat with you as we get there. Making sure that FMC is programmed properly so we have a good top of descent. Alright, so enjoy. We are top of climb. Let me, one last thing. Let's go ahead and close these off completely. And double check everything. All right. There you go, folks. We're on our way. Cairns, 1 hour, 20 minutes ahead. Getting a little slow. See what I mean, folks? How it's so nice to see that. We don't have that really nice speed gauge to help us here with the circle letting us know we're getting slow, getting fast. So we just kind of watch, and you see how I have that speed bug set. It lets me know when we're slowing. So enjoy the ride, folks. Thank you again so much for being a part of Flying with Mike. Folks, I don't care if you're one of those that just bump in, hey, what's going on over here? Don't even chat. I mean, God love you for checking us out. Thank you so much for the followers. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for being a part of Flying with Mike and sticking with us through the thick and thin years. And our subscribers, without you folks, it's hard for me to purchase the fleet that we have of aircraft, which that's a good thing. And on the bad side, makes it hard for me sometimes to figure out what to fly because I've got so many to choose from and so many more suggestions coming in. So thank you, folks. And we're even putting some scenery in baby steps to X-Plane 12. Atlanta being one, Philly being one. 2 phenomenal sceneries. So enjoy the ride, folks. If you're interested in a historical airline, hang on, I think it's, well, you know what, let me find out what the command was. Oh, that's simple. I would have got it wrong. All right. That didn't type in there. Why did it not type in there? P-I. There we go. Check them out, folks. You know, folks, I'm going to warn you. They're a good bunch of people, so that's a great thing. But the thing I want to warn you about is they are extremely strict from landing rates being stable on approach, to liveries and aircraft you use. Believe me, folks, you just have to open eyes. Don't expect it's like most virtual airlines where they let anything fly. They're very particular. So, along with one of their sister airlines, Virtual American Airlines, very particular on flying the aircraft, the real American, real in this case, let the real Piedmont back before U.S. Airways flew. So, forewarned by me, but do your homework when you go over there. Make sure it's something you're up to, because folks, that's not for everybody. But it's a great airline if you want to fly for routes for Northwest, Ansett, Piedmont, and again, we're not talking today's version of Piedmont where you fly RJs. We're talking before U.S. Airways. Now, there's a good little research project right there. The current status of American Airlines, trace it back. You will be shocked. But anyway, folks, check them out. Good airline, PiedmontVirtual.com, and you decide. I just report, you decide. I actually report. I don't put a spin on it, folks, like the one that claims that. All right, so we are trying to keep her at 0.80. We keep adding more power to it, which is good. That means, we're right in the groove, and we're on our way, folks. Give us about an hour and 15 minutes. We'll be on approach to Cairns. Exclamation mark ticket one more time, folks. Get in the running. Gift card given away by the man here behind the mic from Amazon to you, saying thank you for being a part of Flying with Mike. Enjoy. All right, folks, we're back, and we're looking at just under an hour to go. So let's start looking ahead now. Let's start looking at that approach. We'll do it with Sim Toolkit to start with, and go from there. All right, we'll keep the music running though. All right, so we're coming up to Runla. Runla in our flight is, let's see, about a 111-mile run. Then we got Avran, and then Rumka, and then I think we're lined up for UPOLO. So there you go. Now I'm guessing this must, I don't know where the barrier reef is. I'll be totally honest, you all out there, get your Snickers done, try mounds next time. But anyway, or almond joy, but I really don't know where the barrier reef is. All right, so let's bring up NavGraph. First off, let's hone in on where we are. Giving you an idea of what we have left to go. So we're really at about the halfway point. Here's our eventuality up here. Okay, like I said, currently set up for the UPOLO 8 Zulu. And you're all going, huh? Yeah, on this chart. First off, let's just get right into it. Okay, the ATIS up here, we may or may not be able to pick up. I'm laying odds we won't. We're 10 feet above sea level, flight level 11 thousandths to transition. Imagine that, we're only 600-mile difference and we've got a different transition level. Same continent, or yeah, same continent. All right, folks, sorry about that. All of a sudden, just a whole bunch of crud in the nose tried going down at the same time talking. That don't work well. Okay, here's our minimum safes, 4,000, 6,500, depending on your heading out of there. And like I said, we're doing an RNAV to runway 15. 250 below 10,000. All right, so let's get into it, shall we? All right, the arrival to UPOLO. Let's see. We're doing the 8 Zulu. So we're going to go from UPOLO, 305 to Bercy to Sunny. Bercy to Sunny. And then from Sunny, we're going to go to at OSU for the RNIP Yankee 15. LNAV, VNAV only. Or the Zulu. I forgot which one we did. We'll look it up. Okay, and that translates to here, to here. We really do not have any altitude restrictions. So that's kind of interesting. Then from Atsu over here to CNSI, which is our initial for the RNAV approach we have plugged in. Now we are going to back it up with the localizer. Alright, so we're doing this one here. We'll just add it to it. So there you see how it translates in. And it's down here only. First altitude restriction, folks. 5,000 feet at ATOSU. Alright. Again, we'll do this in a couple of segments here. Frequencies are across the top. It's an RNAV. Final approach is 150 CNSNF. We need to be at 2,400 feet. 2,400 feet above the ground. And we'll get to the decision altitude here in moments. Missed approach. Missed approach, turn left, direct CN, SNH, then 45 to 5,200 feet, or directed by ATC. All right, and then finally, again, it's an RNIP approach, 11,000 feet. Rest of our requirements. Okay, so at OSU, 5,000 feet. CNSNI, 4040. Here's CNCNF. We remember that, don't we? Which was 2,450 feet. Coming into CNZNH, or Z, and that's where we decide, do we go or not. Nice little chart here, so you get an idea where you should be altitude-wise from CNSNI. And then finally, our descent into the airport. 1.5 miles out, roughly, we're looking at our missed approach. Okay, we got high ALS. We got PAPIs both sides, left turnout to CNSNH. We're probably 140 or very close to it, so if, and we won't have a glide slope, we'll be at 743 feet a minute-ish. Okay, our missed approach climb will be 4%, so it's pretty steep. 880 feet MSL, 871 feet AGL will set for our decision altitudes, and we need 4.1 kilometers for visibility. That's actually quite a bit. Wow. So for, yeah, especially RNIP. Oh well, so there you go, folks. 4 kilometers. If we don't have it, we can't shoot it. Now I am, like I told you, gonna back it up with the localizer, so I'll have that in there to track. We don't have glide slopes, so there's our charts. All right, now, let's see. Okay, details here. 10,486 foot runway. Heading on it is, oh, where are you? 150. The ILS is 109, so we will back it up. Actually, I didn't see that over there, so I don't know if we're going to get one or not, but we'll back it up. Just that way we have it as a backup for us. All right, and finally, get back in the aircraft. There's another look at where we are on the onboard EFB, which, by the way, most of these aircraft did not have back then. Okay, let's pull up our little calculator. Landing. Currently, well, we're looking at 133. So we're going to go with the 750 still descent. And we'll set about 140 to 150 our approach speed so that we come in there able to pull back and make a nice landing in there. Okay. Currently, yeah, currently everything looks good there. We'll come back and check with it before we set our bugs. We're way fast now. Let's pull back. Again, it's how we end up in those winds, folks, is how we get so fast. Plus, we're lightening up all of that good stuff working, you know, to get our speeds up. And we're pulling back now. All right, folks, so let's just continue on. Top of descent. That's one thing we do need to address. I'm actually going to change that to 5,000. 210. Reason being, when we go here, top of descent shows 300 ahead of us. Kind of look, see where that is, and plan accordingly. So we come across these at 5,000, not like yesterday where we were literally crash diving to get down to speed. Now, granted, we were only 3,000 feet a minute. Not bad. But, yeah, that was, I didn't check the altitudes, and that's what happened. All right, so we're going to stay more on top of it today. All right, so okay, now we'll power up. All right, now we said decision altitude is 800 feet. Yeah, we'll go with that. That's good enough. So that gives you an idea what, you know, get a good storm going here, folks. You're going to have to do the ILS or potentially go to your alternate. Just all there is to it. So, but anyway, there you have it, folks. We're set. We're plugged in, ready to go. 800 feet on the radar altimeter. We're getting right on 0.8, so give it just a little more. See how that holds us. Again, about 45 minutes to go, folks. Top of descent now, according to this, about 300 miles, well, actually about 270 miles out. So we'll just kind of cruise on and see where we end up. All right, folks. Just did some calculations. Probably right about when we cross Rumka, we'll give it just about 10 miles closer to Beria, and we'll begin our descent. So, and you can see it says start down. So progress right now 251. We'll see if we match what they're saying. They're not a VNav program, folks, so keep that in the back of your mind. You have to think it through where you want to start down. We got to go from 30,000 to 5,000. So roughly in my mind, that's about 85 to 90 miles from ATOSU. We need to be starting down. So if not earlier, if not a little before that, so we don't have to crash dive like we did yesterday. I call it a crash dive. I mean, like I said, it was a little steeper than I would have liked. I would have liked to have come in a lot easier, and maybe our speed management would have been a little easier getting onto the localizer and all of that. Hey folks, we still eked out a really good landing, and it was just weird. I'm going to tell you right now, Salzburg is on my bucket list to go see. Wow. If the sim only does half the justice of what the real Salzburg looks like, oh my gosh, I've got to go see this. So, I'm assuming it'll, well, not sure how XP11 will do, but wow. Like I said, all I could say is wow. So, beautiful area. Beautiful indeed. So, but anyway, folks, exclamation mark ticket gets you in the running for the gift card we're giving away next Thursday on the Narita to I want to say Kansai all the time. Kai-Tak down in Hong Kong. About a 3.5, 4 hour run. We'll be in the Fearless 747. I know one of our new subscribers at YouTube had a lot of questions about that. And after this flight, if time permits, I plan to go into that bird, not on stream here, but go into it and make sure what I said was accurate. Because, it's those things you don't normally do that you obviously forget. And I want to get into, I know what I was telling him was on the EFB. I just don't know which tab. So, but beautiful plane, folks. Fun. Don't look for SIVAs. I've went through this a million times. That's why we didn't purchase it for this one. I'm especially not buying it. Not after what happened last time. So it's just we popped an error code in the SIVA that just flat out wouldn't clear, no matter what I did. And even uninstalling the program and reinstalling it, still there. So I said, you know what? I was upset that I paid the money for it. I enjoyed it while I had it, but I was glad to see it gone. A lot of consternation gone as soon as I said, you're done. And I started with an FMC program back then and ran with it until, PMDG came out with a beautiful airplane in the 747-400. And then, unfortunately, what was a great 747-200 and a century of flight, and I think it converted to FSX, or it came from 2002 into a century of flight. Can't remember. Way too far back. Sat in the hangar forever after that. So that's why you don't see it. That's why I will run FMS. That, and it takes so long to get a program, folks. Keep it up to date. It's a great navigation system, but it's very cumbersome to work with. So because you can only do 9 fixes, and on longer flights, this flight would have probably been fine, but if you're doing it in the 747, say Brisbane to Tokyo, you're going to be constantly pumping INS coordinates in to get there. And you got to do your DME updates and all of that. Folks, there's a lot to it that a lot of people probably don't do and allow other programs to take care of it for them. But it's a very, I mean, it's what they used. I get it, but wow, it really makes you work. So, but that's the long story short. Or short story long. I don't know. You be the judge. So, all right, folks, we're cruising along here. We're actually seeming at this EPR of 1.7. Doing a pretty good job holding 0.8, so we'll keep an eyeball on it. I'm going to start getting things organized radio-wise so we can do our best. We're not tracking VOR to VOR, folks. Yeah, it's that kind of an approach. We're RNAVing it when we technically couldn't RNAV in this plane. How's that sound? All right, so I'll be on the side here, folks. Any questions, comments, exclamation mark ticket, I'll get you in the hat for the raffling of the gift card next Thursday. So we'll continue on here for a few more minutes. Okay, what I'm setting up here, folks, like I told you, I was going to back it up with just a localizer, but believe it or not, there is an ILS. So we got sunny 3,700 feet. Okay, and we're going to come around, intercept the ILS. We'll just go this route. It'll be fun. So 3,700, we'll still be fine. So we'll set 1,300. That is Cairns VOR CS, Charlie Sierra. Okay. Then eventually, well, actually, I should be able to flip-flop that over. But 109. 9. Okay. And that'll be our ILS frequency. All right. Now, let's close out. Okay, so that gets that frequency set. That's Cairns. Both places. Let's see if we're picking it up first. Let me pull charts away. That won't be there, my bad. Does not appear to be picked up yet. Okay, what I want to do then is go here. We're near Townsville, so let's put 14.1 in. Hopefully we're in range of that. All right, we are. and it's 121 miles away. Again, folks, I know this and this is extremely confusing. All right, we'll get our heading set right here. And I've been a little remiss. Get us back on track. Now, we're not going to get a fix. This would be perfect for using for a fix. Let me pull up Sim Toolkit real quick. Okay, we'll go here. Sky Vector, I may have to refresh. Okay, clear it. All right, we're just going to put it in YBBN YBCS. Okay, see how I told you it was a really good program? We're actually, oh, did we come over Hamilton? Anyway, here's Townsville. So we could actually start going with fixes off of this, but if on. Okay, it does not appear to have a VOR out there. Looks like the closest is here. I think we came right over it. Let me, I'll be just real quick. Bear with me, folks. Here, let's pull SimBrief up. Back to Sky Vector. Throw a route in there. Boom. And folks, if you know what you're truing out at, I think we're about 470. We're at 30,000. It can even tell you how long you're looking at. 150 for the whole route. So see how we came across Hamilton Island here? That is not the fix, probably. Avron was the fix. I just like knowing what's below me. That's why I do this. Okay, so now Townsville. I could actually figure out different fixes to make sure we're hanging where we're supposed to with. And then there's Polo up here. We'll come around and shoot the ILS. All right. So that's all I wanted to do there. So let's put in 34 and 346. Okay, so 34 will be our first. Sorry, folks. It's the only bad thing about that program. Actually, let's just... Okay, so when the needle crosses over, folks, we will have crossed that radial off of Townsville. GPS is holding on nav 1 and the HSI for nav 1. Okay, and these are things you can do en route to assure where you are along the way. Okay, and you just have to glance over when that needle crosses. That's our first. Then I'll set it to 356, I think it was. Yeah, 356. And we will definitely be in range at Rumka of CS. Okay, and then we'll get the CS VOR. Should tune in. I've got it tuned, right? Yeah, 13.0. So there you go, folks. These are things you can do en route to keep you a little busy on these little long... I don't call this a long route. This, to me, is still a short one. I know to a lot of you like, oh my gosh, what do you call a long one? That's like 800 miles. What we did to Narita last Saturday from Honolulu. That's starting to get long. I used to routinely, folks, before streaming, back in the age of FSX, Century of Flight, Hong Kong to Frankfurt, Hong Kong to Amsterdam, Hong Kong to Paris, Hong Kong to London, Hong Kong to Chicago. Those were the kind of runs I'd like to make. Hawker loves to say Singapore to JFK to Singapore. That would have been a possibility, although I think that one needs a fuel stop in Anchorage. All of those were non-stop runs, folks. So Sydney to Singapore, Hong Kong, so it was Tokyo to the States, Tokyo into Europe. So yeah, those were the kind of flights I used to love to run. All right, stand by, folks. I'm going to let my wife know she has a call. Stand by. She may know, but I want to make sure. Okay, got that taken care of for the missus while she is watching the junior co-pilot of Flying with Mike. All right. Still haven't crossed the 036 radial off Townsville. And by the way, a couple of months ago, folks, you might know that name. We flew in there with a 727. It's an interesting airport. I would have loved to have rather done it in the X-Plane 12, but like I said, we don't know when FlyJSims will bring and port this over to 12. So we enjoy it. But I think that airport would have been pretty cool. I ended up flying the Airbus, or was it the 76 out? And it was a pretty cool airport then, so I would have loved to have done it. I would love to do all of these in X-Plane 12 with the 727. But we're at the mercy, like we always are, like you all in other sims, waiting on developers you really like to make aircraft become available for you. All right, so currently 100 miles out. Let me see how that's translating in my thinking. We should be crossing 36 right now. Sure I am set properly. 114.10. Yep, 114.10. Okay. here. Oh, 3-4 to start with. But anyway, oh, it's further up than I thought where we were. Okay, that's where my incorrect thinking was putting us. Okay, so we got a little ways to go. Again, Rumka is the proposed descent point. So stand by as the co-pilot arrives on deck. Room 10 HUD. And the tornado blew out of here. Oh, folks. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right, so. Doot, doot, doot. Still haven't crossed it, so still got a little ways to go. Rumska will be my next setting on that VOR. Currently we're at about the 060 radial off of Townsville. Forgot you can always use your RMI right here. And so to help you out. And that's your radio magnetic indicator and distance sometimes. If you don't have DME numbers across, you aren't getting the distance, folks. And what that does basically is it's pointing to your nav aid you have dialed in. So as you can tell, this is VOR. Wait a minute. That should be VOR 2. Oh yeah, it's pointing correct. My bad, I'm misread. This one will be for Cairns. And is Cairns is 150 miles out. So as this needle gets close to about this point, folks, then the one I have set up over here, hang on a second, I'm just clearing my browser here, there we go. Then this needle will be real close to here, pushing out, and then we'll set for 356. When we cross that, that's Rumska, and we will begin setting up for descent. All right, just giving you a little lay of the land here. I'm going to go ahead and angle our radar dish down a little bit. And push up a little on the throttles. Got just a smidge on the slow side. So, and again, remember folks, you're transitioning the airspace. The winds in one space are not the same as another, plus you're at a different angle sometimes to the winds. That's why you get a fluctuation. That's why it's nice to have an auto throttle with actual holds the speeds. When you have to do it, you see how fun it is. We have to do this on the Citation 10, by the way. So, bit of a pain in the rump, if you will. But, cost of admission. All right, here we come, folks, crossing that radial. 3-4 here. See the needle coming in, see how the RMI is getting closer and closer, meaning Townsville is straight off our left wing. So, if something bad happened, that's where we go. Currently, we're all is well, and as soon as the needle gets south of the line here, guess what? We'll set up for the next one. Again, these are things to help you know where you are in the sky. So, all right, so there you go, folks. And I'm going to give it just a bit more power. And there we go. We crossed that radial 034 off Townsville. So let's get the next one set. Let me make sure my numbers are right. The 356. There we go. Again, when we cross that line, Rumka, and I will then switch over to nav 2 on Cairns, and we'll begin setting up for descent. Because we're showing right now, as you can tell, I don't know how easily and readable that is, 50. This may help a little. And so there you have it. Now, the big change that came between 11 and 12, besides the number, the clouds. The clouds became more 3D. As a year ago, Austin put it volumetric was the word he used. I'll give them. They are fantastic. It took a little bit to get there, but still waiting for the word that X-Plane 12 version 0.06 is out. They're the early news was they'd have cirrus clouds, as well as you would see at times these pyramiding clouds. They touted they had fixed that, so I've been waiting to see that fix. And I'm sure other fixes coming along the way that I'm looking forward to that I've either forgotten or will be shocked. So, but anyway, folks, we are drawing closer. Rumpka again, about 30 miles ahead of us. And we'll start setting the plane up for a descent. Yeah, it's going to be just after Rumpka. So now, folks, would be a good time to get a drink, some popcorn, and get ready for the arrival. Also, hey, don't forget to type !ticket to get in the running for the gift card to be given away on the Thursday flight next week. Oh, excuse me, folks. And we'll be back after the commercial. Sorry, folks. I was just looking at some stuff via Facebook, via on the bottom of my computer that you can pull up for news. You all know the icon, whatever that's called. But anyway, oh my. Sometimes I just kind of shake my head. But anyway, it is what it is. So. Just doing continuing my check here. All right, there we go. Sorry, folks. Yeah. A news story that says it's sponsored. Go figure that one, folks. All right, we are crossing 356. Thank you for saving me from Facebook too much. All right, let's set the descent up. Going down to 4,000. Okay, so how do we do that? Come down here. First off, select altitude select. If you don't do this, folks, it continues to descend. Descend is the up arrow here. What I like to do is set it here. This way I can set it up to where I can watch my VSI gauge. That reminds me. I'm going to set about a 2,000 foot a minute drop. Pull some power back, folks, because I guarantee you she will get away from you. Okay, we went a little hard. So now come to the down arrow here and pull back. All right, and we'll see what I mean. Look, she's already to 0.82 or 4. So that's why you pull the power back, folks. Of course, you're so used to it in these new generation airliners, the auto throttle is doing that for you. You're unaware how it worked in the old days. Okay, there's where we are. Cairns is coming up. Let me zoom down one. See how that looks. It's okay. Nice big black ocean. There we go. All right. Again, I don't know, folks, where the Great Reef is out here. So if you do, great. Because I don't. And I don't even would know it if you even pointed it out that that's it. All right. Remember, we're backing this up with the ILS. So let's go ahead. Switch over to Cairns. Okay. And now we're 64 miles out. Cairns should be... is it in here? See, this is why I like the VFR map. I get an idea of what the topography looks like. Yeah, and the scattering of rain is not showing up. All right, now I am going to maintain us at about 300 knots in this descent. Insuic predicting 200 feet a minute. Good possibility. What was I doing? Oh yeah, rolling this down. Again, using it to give my eyes where to train to catch that 300 feet. Now, One thing I haven't told you about this plane, there is a little bug in it. Not a nasty one. Well, it can be, but it's not where it's affecting you viral or any way like that. Sometimes at this point or at the beginning, the plane will crash to desktop. What you need to do, folks, go into each of the 727 files. You'll have 3 of them in your aircraft: the 100, the 200 advanced, and the cargo. Remove the XTCAS folder and you'll be fine. If you do an update, go back in, remove them, because guess what's going to happen? You're right, it's going to crash to desktop again. It's a bug they haven't fixed. Maybe that's the delay. I don't know. Why do we have... I'm opening them up right now. Oh, excuse me, folks. Now I got the hiccups. Gotta love it. So, oh yeah, it can be very tricky. So, you are 100% right there. Hence why I'm planning a 140 to 150 landing speed, folks. Keep my speed up, just in case. All right, so seat belts. Did I ever turn it off? Yes, I did. We'll go ahead and turn it back on. Wing lights back on. Auto, I think my auto brake set. Yep. Altimeters will be set at 10,000 feet, folks. Hydraulics and pressures, normal pressure cooling doors, we're constantly adjusting as we come down, folks. Again, we will not set our altimeter setting until 10,000 feet. Okay. All right, and then next will be approach. All right, and just make sure any icing. No, we don't need any ice EPRs. Oh, we're not set there. Okay, let's take a look one last time. 130 now is our VREF. So we'll set our bugs. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put some speed brakes in. Trying to keep us at that magical 300 right now. Okay. And folks, we are inbound. Make sure we set the bugs. Okay, we are set. Again, Cairns, in the research I did for the flight, learning about the areas I'm going into and all, taught me, and I didn't know this, is the gateway to the Great Barrier Reef. Didn't know that. I know of the Great Barrier Reef. Never seen it, only underwater pictures of it. That doesn't help you. So... minimal engine power here as we're coming down. All right, let me get an eyeball on where we are. Okay, so, all right, folks, so we are coming up to UPOLO in 18 miles. And we will hopefully be very close to the 5,000 foot mark, and we'll begin our descent to Sunny at 4,000. And then come on around to catch the ILS. One other thing I don't like is we won't be able to go below 250 with the speed bug. Again, it doesn't matter. I keep telling you folks, it's not controlling anything. It's just something I use for my eyes at this point. So just keep that in mind with this plane. You are not controlling your speed with it. Just moving it so you get an idea what you got to do to maintain. Okay, to arm the speed brake when you get on final, click on it. That's all you got to do, folks. Okay, getting fast again. You see, it's not sticking it at 300. You have to. Now I'm going to go ahead and get it into an intermediate location. About right here to get us slowed up and ready to attack this approach. All right, folks, we're going to go sterile in the cockpit here and 10,000 feet. Ooh, we are way fast at 10,000 feet. And let me get that current altimeter. About 1016. May have to. Okay. And then that's as far as it will go, folks. So from here, I have to control it. Oh, got some radar returns coming in. And there's Polo. All right, we're just going to keep it at it and keep our descent going. I think we're doing pretty good. I'm about, let me, okay, I'm going to go ahead and switch in to ILS on the first one. Okay, I'm going to let up on the speed brake. Okay, here comes the turn at Sunny. We're going to keep the RNAV going. Look out here. Do I got an airport yet? Townsville, we were able to see out here. See it yet. Okay, next turn in progress. Guess what we're gonna do? Got it. And we need to set 150. Down to 3. Altitude select. And a couple notches down. Bit of power. Okay, currently we are 12 miles out. Kind of looking for the runway, folks. Go ahead and get flaps 5 set. Okay. On glide path. Get the gear down. Okay, I have the runway in sight. Autopilot's coming off. Okay. All right, folks, we're in commercial break. It seems to always happen as we get into final approach. All right, we're back from commercials. And here we go, folks. I have the airplane. Sorry about that, folks. A lot of coughs. All right, we're going to manage it at about 145. Where are we at? One more notch of flaps. Cairns traffic and set to approximately a 3-mile final, runway 15. Cairns traffic and set to 3-mile final 15. Did that a second time because I don't know if it transmitted, because always a lot of troubles. Okay, getting a little high. Shin. All right, folks, and we are about to land. We are stable. 4 runway 15. Maybe a little high. Let me pull off some power. Let her sink a little. There we go, getting in that groove. All right, got the marker. Again, welcome to Cairns.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay, out reverse. Head down here to Bravo 4 and taxi back, folks. Welcome to Cairns. As you saw, we do have a little toy, I'll call it, in here that tells you how the landing did. We'll look at what it was actually here in a minute. But folks, welcome in. Hope you enjoyed the 2-hour flight from Brisbane to Cairns. And like I said, as I've learned, the gateway to the Barrier Reef. Okay. We didn't come out of reverse. Hang on, what's going on there? There we go. I know why. I clicked on the other screen there to get a map up so I knew where to go. I know, shameful. But again, welcome into Cairns, folks. Australia. All right, checks here. Lights off. Strobes off. Brakes disarm. Okay. Let's get that APU started. All right, and we're going to come in here at C4. Go hunt down a parking spot. Oh, I left you all hanging. That's right. Oh, man. Just hit my mind. Folks, I teased you all at the beginning of the stream. Gave you quite now a long run to figure out. This was the first aircraft with an onboard APU to assist in starting and ground operations. Where is that APU? Oh, where's the jetways? Oh, well. You know, we had this in Brisbane to start with, too, and I got scenery to fix that. That's kind of funny. All right, well, we'll just park it here. All right. Hang on a second. Let's get everything going here. Okay, APU is up and running. Close it. I put this on APU. All right, let's shut them down. Welcome to Brisbane, folks. Again, hope you all enjoyed. Bear with me here a second as I finish up the preliminary stuff. First thing, though, we will get, and I am going to answer that question here in a minute. Any skid, pitot heat can come off. Okay, landing lights are off, taxi lights are off. We're set here, beacon off. All right, and let's see. File the PIRIP real quick before we have troubles. All right, I gotta relog in. Hang on a second. And the survey says, I think the PIRIP went through. It sure did. All right, we have 30 to 210 points. Landing. Ooh, I'm gonna leave it there. Ooh is right. Nice flight, yes. No difficult or pros, apparently. Nope, no problems. Real quick, the answer to the question, folks, as to where the APU is on the 727. Okay, I know most of you are going to say in the tail. Well, you'd be wrong. What's in the tail? Number 2 engine. Now, had I done this, you'd have known. It is actually located in the wheel well here. There's the plume. So, there you have it, folks. I did not know that until I did my first aircraft familiarization walkthrough at Mid-America Airport back in 2001 when Pan Am had 727s in there and out all the time. So that's where they showed us it right there. There's your intake, APU right there. There's your exhaust right up. So if you're evacuating the plane and that APU is going, yeah, you can see a problem. So, but anyway, they're not around anymore. But yeah, you're right, Inswick. There's no room back there. Plus, oh, wrong one. Another neat thing, a lot of people, come on, airplane, why won't you? Oh, I know why you won't. Let me do it this way. Okay, the reason these air stairs are deployed, yes, it is a means of egress, but it's also a means for cooling back there. Because in the DC-9s, the APU is back there. So, 2 purposes. All right, so let's get to it, folks. Enough fun looking at the plane on the outside. Let's get into it and see what we did before the APU generator gives out. They should have, actually they were trying. There were a lot of different ideas for the engine. But it's just, the noise abatement, all of that came into play that made them very expensive to upgrade and keep them flying. Plus the age and a few other things coming into play didn't help it either. But the 757 is now in that boat, where the age and the hangar queening that plane has become for some airlines, yeah, the same fate is beginning to bestow on the 57s. And probably 67, but I can't speak too much for that one. All right, so Sim Toolkit, talk to me. Talk to me, Goose. All right, there's Sim Toolkit up on Sky Vector. We'll go ahead and yank that away. Yank that away. Yank that away. All right, we landed at 131 feet per minute. Not bad. Yes, the 321 is a replacement. Yes. Boeing is working on it. I think it's like one of the 787 variants. But the only gig I'm going to give myself a little slow. Should have been about 129. Well, we can look at it here in a sec. Let me pull it up here real quick. Should have been 130. So we were a little slow. If that's the worst case to get me that, I'm okay with it. 131 feet a minute. Now, what Piedmont recorded it out with their their PIREP system, 91 feet a minute. I'll take it, folks. It felt like a really good landing. All right, so as you can see, it has been pushed over. It's in my logbook, so we can click on it. Then I click View Details. All right, so we had a 750-mile flight, 2 hours long. There's the amount of fuel in kilograms used. And here you go. Actually, my rate should have been my speed. But, hey, it works out, folks. And here's how it looked. All right. Here's the threshold for 1.5. 1,000-foot mark down. We were 1,600, call it 24 feet down the runway. Another gig I'll give myself, I was off the center line. I was trying to correct, if you didn't see, with very easy, gentle rudder to kick it over, but it still was almost 18.5 feet off the center line, as you can see. Folks, that's great. The stats over here are great. You can see my heading was 150, ideal 149.4. Problem is, I was 18 feet off the center line. Okay, so overall, folks, fantastic flight, fantastic landing, in my opinion. So let's close this up. Let's take a look at it, shall we? Okay, first thing we always have to do, I always want to check one, make sure nobody was, hey, tagging along. Because I don't like being rude and somebody's flying along and not watching their approach. So yeah, it doesn't appear that way. Smattering of traffic throughout the continent, actually quite a bit more than I thought. Okay. Well, we're going to have to come off ATC, so we'll get rid of that. Get rid of this now. And that real quick. All right. So here we go, folks. We are going to, we're off that. We are off our ACARS program. Make sure you do these things, folks. If you don't with FlyJSim, if you don't come off your client, it'll kick you off. So that's no big deal. But with your ACARS, that could be, if you haven't stopped the flight, it could really mess it up for you. And potentially depending on the airline, reject it. And that's the worst thing, especially if you're very close to running out of time with them and you need a flight in really quick. So be careful with that. All right, I'm going to pull the air stair up in the back. And by the way, folks, I don't know if it's in any documentation, but it's Shift F1 to bring that door up in the back. The other door doesn't work. Again, these are things we're hoping when it ports to X-Plane 12 they'll fix. It is what it is right now. Okay, we're still working, so let's do it. Flight, replay. Usually X-Plane 11, I can always get a good replay. Okay, so that's a good spot to start it from. Let me pull up some appropriate music to the grand finale. Let's see while we're here real quick. I couldn't tell you if that barrier reef shows up or not. Coming in with some flaps. Let's go ahead and speed it up a little. Wouldn't you know? Hi folks, it appears on my laptop we're in a commercial break. Pardon me if I don't pause it here. So give it these 20 seconds and then we'll get back under it. I don't know if it's true or not, but subscribers, thank you, because you're commercial free right now. But hang on, I'll turn this down. All right, we're coming out here, so. All right. Sorry for that, folks. I didn't catch that commercial coming up. Put it on hold. Folks, thank you so much for supporting the channel! Ticket. All right, we're gonna run a little bit of another song on this as well. Let's see how that landing looked. Oh my goodness, look at that butter. Holy mackerel. Nothing but grease coming off those wheels. So, all right, folks, hang on a second. Let's rewind it again. Since everything got screwed up with that commercial break. The Hawker 125 view. Oh, screenshot time, guys. Wow. Man, look at that. Beautiful landing. Folks, that's what we always strive for. And today we succeeded. Wow. Beautiful landing, folks. Beautiful landing. One more view, and we'll look to wrap it up. Let's see how the tower looked at it. Coming in the valley here at Cairns, the gateway to the Great Barrier Reef. And a lot of grease coming off those tires. Love it, love it, love it. Well, folks, we're going to wrap things up today here. Thank you so much for being a part of Flying with Mike. Through all of it, folks, we really appreciate you coming alongside, supporting us, being there, watching the streams, interacting in the chat, and some subscribing. Thank you so much. Means a lot. That's how the 727, 747, our tolless aircraft, Atlanta, Philly, they're funded that way. So thank you so much, folks. It's been a pleasure flying for you today. We're going to let the plane just kind of ease on down the road. So we will chat with you again. What day will we chat? Today's Friday, probably Wednesday. And it'll be a Madeira flight, folks. I know you guys in Europe know that place quite well. So I believe it's Lisbon to Madeira. So, folks, you all have a great weekend. Be safe. We want to see you next time. God bless you all. And we'll see you, I believe it's Wednesday. Good night. And I think we're going to hand this off to another great streamer out there. Learned a lot from him, Melvin Leroy. So folks, enjoy that as we walk it to the gate.